Hello. Oh, there we go. Hi, everyone. Joined now Simon Middleton, coach of England, and Sarah. Just a reminder, we're going to let them open the floor, and then when you have questions, we'll bring the microphone over. Just say your name and which publication you're with. Coach, we'll start with you. Overall thoughts on the match, and just slide a little bit forward so we can pick you up on the microphone, please.
I mean, and obviously, we're absolutely delighted to be in the final. That's why we came, and I thought it was a great game for the spectators, not a great game for coaches or players maybe. So it was a classic one. I thought Canada were fantastic. They were really a best set piece we've definitely come up against by a long way. Kept the ball really well, challenged us in every area of the game, and we sort of know that they're doing it tough a little bit with I think they've got a few injuries in their backs and whatnot, and I thought the character they showed was fantastic, but then again I thought the character we showed was immense, because we put ourselves in a bit of a hole and put ourselves in a corner, and we managed to fight our way out of it, and again that's trait of the side.
Sarah, your thoughts?
Yeah, I said afterwards, I think it'll be a game hopefully that showcases what women's rugby's about and where it's got to. I said to the girls at the end, like, we're in semi-final of the World Cup. It's not meant to be easy, and Canada certainly made life difficult for us at times, but I was really proud about how we fought and managed our way in that game. Like Simon says, we certainly weren't our best by any sort of imagination, but you don't have to be to get into finals. And the fact is, we're in a final. We've won the game, and we found a way. And I think at times, especially in that sort of probably last 20 minutes, the girls had to dig deep. They had to put their body on the line, kept getting up, kept fighting back to stop Canada from getting in and making it potentially like a draw and finding a way of what we went next. And I think that's something about this side, that even when we're not at our best, we can still find ways to win. And we're in a final, and that's what we set out to do, and that's what we've got to be really pleased about today. And we'll make sure that we're ready and we up our performance for next week.
Okay, questions from the floor now.
Hi guys, congratulations. Oh, I'm Becky Gray, BBC Sport. Simon, firstly for you, you had all your players in a huddle at the end of the match. What did you say to them? Pretty much just what Sarah said. With that semi-finals about winning and finding ways to win, and we know we weren't anywhere near our best today, but Canada didn't let us be anywhere near our best, and I thought we got a little bit tight at times today. We set off really well, and we had a great sort of first 15 minutes of the game, and then we just let Canada in, and I think it made us nervous, and it's understandable. The pressure on the team's huge, as we know. The expectation is massive on these girls, and yet they keep delivering time and time again. And you could see that in our performance today. But like Sarah said, we found a way. We found a way to win, and that is the most important thing. And the character they showed. And it was ironic, really, because our defence got us home in the end, but our defence got us in trouble at the start, and not being clinical when we had a great opportunity to probably put 3 scores in it, and we gave them half a chance, and they took it. Well, that's semi-final football, and just like Sarah says, it's a semi-final of the World Cup. If I look a bit down, I'm not here. I'm just absolutely shocked. It's a great advert for the game, that game, and that's what you want. You don't want anything other than a fantastic game and spectacle, and that's what that was. And it's absolute. The 46 players who were involved in it deserve all the credit, because they were absolutely magnificent today. Is that what you'd rather have as England's coach, a great advert for women's rugby, rather than an easy semi-final?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if we'd have had an easy semi-final today and got through it, we wouldn't have been ready for next week. I tell you, we will be ready for next week now.
And Is there any injury update you can give us? So thinking about Hannah Bottoman, Lucy, and then Helena from today.
Yeah, Boss picked up an injury yesterday in training, and we had to withdraw her from the side. Again, Lucy, I think if it had been the final, she'd have been able to play. Because when you get to this stage of a competition, you find ways to get players on the field, and but we sort of gambled a little bit that we needed Lucy next week. We know we're going to need her next week, both through the week and into the weekend, and and that paid off. It was by hook or by crook, it paid off. Hell's, we're going to have a look at Hell's. She's obviously left the field on the cart, so we'll see what they say. So we're a bit bashed up. Again, you would expect that in a World Cup semi-final of that ferocity, and they're exactly the same. And again, I say to the 46 players who put everything they had into that game, massive congratulations to them.
And so, sorry, just Hannah, will she be available next week, do you think, or not?
I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how she responds to treatment.
Can we
Thanks, guys.
pass it to your left, please?
Hi Simon, Alex from the Mail.
Yeah.
Can you just sum up the finishing of Abby Dow, especially with what she's been through to even be in this stadium today? Because it was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why we fetched her. to be honest, I can't speak highly enough of Abby, and I can't speak highly enough of our medical department, who 6 months ago, on a 9 months injury, returned to play. Emily Ross, Lewis Jones, and the team just said, just give us 6 months. We'll do it. We'll get her there. And she's so valuable. We were never gonna question that. And literally, I kid you not, they have spent nights with her, putting her through the rig, and Abby committed fully to doing it. And that's why today. But also Claudia. It's ironic in it, those two combined with the season they've had. And they combined to pull out the winning try. Which I would say you can't write that stuff, but you will do, won't you? So.
And when Abby was going down the wing, you looked pretty pumped up in the box. Was that relief? Was it joy for her try? Or?
A bit of everything. I mean, it's just a great try, wasn't it? It was incredible. We were absolutely under the pump, and then they pulled that out. And you just. It's one of the moments in sport, isn't it? You look at it, and how can you not celebrate it? Because whether we would have won or lost today, that was a magical moment in sport, and it should be celebrated because it's incredible the journey she's been on.
Just lastly for me, Sarah and Marley both came off. Were they tactical? Because obviously they're key players for you.
They're just tired. They're getting on a bit, aren't they? So we got. I'll let Sarah answer. I mean, we just, we got great players through the squad, and we got to make sure we got energy on the field, and we could have rolled the dice in a number of ways, but yeah.
Hey guys, V here from the Telegraph. Simon, did you feel that your side won the forward battle today?
They won the forward battle. I thought it was nip and tuck. They're a great pack. We said that right at the start. You look at their pack from 1 to 8. They have got world-class players, and when they all perform, they're a formidable outfit. And they had their moments, and we had our moments, and that's why the score was as close as what it was. But there's some great interventions from the back lines as well, weren't there? So.
And Sarah, how are you going to celebrate this one? Obviously, a massive week this week, but you've surely got to, recognise what you've just done there.
Yeah, we will, but I think we're a team that realises we're in a semi-final, but we haven't won anything yet. We'll save celebrating to if we get the result we want next week, but we enjoyed it. You can see what it meant to the girls afterwards, but that's it. We've got our job done, and we'll enjoy it. But the big game is next week, and I think that's where our focus has to move to. It was a tough game out there, so recovery is absolutely key now. We need to be as fresh and as ready to go as possible as we can be. So I'm sure the girls will enjoy, you know, being in each other's company this evening, and we'll probably end up watching the New Zealand-France game and see who we've got and start to actually think about that. But in my opinion, there won't be any massive celebrations because we haven't won anything. Like, we've got ourselves into the final to give us our best shot of getting that trophy. But yeah, nothing to celebrate just yet in that sense.
Just lastly from me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you might have mentioned the R word earlier in the week, in terms of, you know, you not going on to 2025. I don't know whether you can just talk a bit about that.
Yeah, no, I was like, what R word? 3 years time to be 2025, I was like very, very certain I won't be out there playing in my 5th World Cup. I'll be a fan in the stadium, hopefully with England in the finals, making up the 82,000 sellout at Twickenham. But yeah, there's no thoughts about in the short term. Just 3 years will be too much for me. I haven't thought about anything past the final on Saturday.
Thank you.
Andrew Vorman from Stuff here. Sarah, I think I know the answer, but who do you want next week?
Whoever wins next, we'll take whoever we play. You know, our job was to get in there. Our next job is to wait and see who we get, and then prep for that. And no doubt, whoever it'll be a great final to have.
Simon, what about you?
Yeah, similar. I mean, all we really care about is being in the final ourselves. But I won't go back on what I said earlier in the week. You know, we came here and we celebrated New Zealand getting the World Cup because it gave us a shot of trying to achieve the ultimate goal for any rugby player, which is to win a World Cup in the backyard of the world champions. And so if it's the Black Ferns in the final next week, we won't be disappointed. But if it's France, you know, we're just got to be there.
Who do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. You like who can call it? You know,
Sarah,
France don't fear the Black Ferns, and you know, they're a little bit like the men's side. They have good games against them and probably cause them more trouble than most sides. So we'll see. We're gonna go out and we'll watch. I'll have a beer. You can have some water and pizza. So yeah, we'll just enjoy watching in the knowledge that we're in the final.
Sarah, have you got a prediction?
Nah, I think it's probably even tighter score than our game. You know, you've got New Zealand coming back into some great form against France, who've been in great form all year, and like Simon says, have won the last 4 against New Zealand, so they don't fear them. So yeah, we'll sit back and watch and enjoy the game.
Guys, we've got about 90 seconds until this is done, because then the mix zone opens up. So time for sort of one last question.
Elgin Oldham from the Times. Hi, Sarah. Obviously, you were happy for England to come out on top today, but as someone who likes to speak about the growth of women's rugby, do you hope that rugby in Canada, you know, they see that performance and they now support the team in the same way that England have been supported by?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, you just got to look at some of the players in their team and what they've done and how they've done it without necessarily being supported the way England do. And I would like to see Canada Rugby get behind their 15s team and go, do you know what, we'll invest in you. We'll put our investment in and see where this 15s side team can go, because that's on the back of, you know, them having to just spend a small amount of time together, and who knows where they can go, and that makes women's rugby more competitive. That means that then, like, we look at having like teams that are professional and get the same as us, and it's just going to take women's rugby to the next level. And I hope all nations that are here that already don't invest in as much as England rugby do go, like, that's where we need to go next, because that's where the women's game globally needs to go. We need to take it to another level, and hopefully this World Cup is the start of that.
Thank you.
30 more seconds, anyone? Okay. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
So the mix zone is opening as we speak. So if you had requests, the players should be coming up momentarily.